Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Anne, and today I just have a quick bonus video with a little book haul from the month of March. So I have some wonderful friends and family members who just gift me with books. Most of these books are gifted to me and were given to me in the month of March. So I just wanted to show you real quick my haul from March. It's not a very big stack, so this will be short. First of all, you may have seen this on my thrifting book bingo video, Camille by Alexandre Dumas. And I read this a long time ago. It's also called The Lady of the Camellias. There is an opera based on this story, and it is a tragic love story. It's not very long, so like that, but it's very good. But I picked that up for like 50 cents or something. So I don't know when I'll get around to rereading it, but at some point. And then I got a friend of mine at church. She came up to me and she whispered to me. She's such a sweet friend. She came up and whispered to me and she was like, "I put something in your bag for you." And I was like, And she put this in there, my book journal. And so it has space in there on each page to record like the basic information about a book, but then also your thoughts about it and your stars. What I like about at the bottom of this, you can color in those stars, and it has in 3 categories: quality of writing, strength of characters, and plot, which I really like. And I would add another category, like maybe my personal enjoyment, because sometimes it can be like great writing, great characters, great plot, but I just don't personally enjoy it. So it could have 5 stars in all of those, but then for me, it might be a 3. So I would add that category, but I like the simplicity of it. And then it has some challenges on the back of books to read. So I already had started my journal for this year, but this might be a fun one to use next year. We'll see. I just really love it. I love that she thought of me and gave it to me. Oh, and then it has place in the back for book lists. Favorite book last sentences, favorite childhood books, books I would bring to a desert island, favorite books I have reread, etc. That would actually be really fun to fill out those lists. I maybe do a video on each one of them. So then I also picked this up at a thrift store, I think. This is in the series, the Shadow Children series by Margaret, Peterson, Haddix, which I was going to read for middle grade March for the category of books I missed out on, because these were published in like the 90s, I think, and I never read them. And I got the first one from the library, and then this is a later one in the series. I don't know which one. And I was like, oh, well, I'll grab this. Oh, this is the second one. So I still haven't read the first one. I still want to, but I just didn't. March was busy for me, so I didn't get to it, but I want to. So then I have this one that I can read the next book in the series as well. And then also in my bookstore bingo, thrift book bingo, I found this anthology of English romantic poetry, because I realized I don't have much from that era. So it has Wordsworth, Coleridge, Byron, of course, John Keats, Shelley has poetry. They're like their most famous works in here. William Blake as well. So that is handy. And then my sister was unhauling, so I was on the receiving end of that. And she gave me this, a portrait of Emily Price by Katherine Reay, which I think is the only book by her, except for maybe a recent release, that I haven't read yet. So I want to read that one at some point. And then finally, some of you saw the short that I posted a week or 2 ago when I was away for the weekend at a prayer retreat. They call it a prayer advance. And they had so many amazing books there for sale. I wanted to bring them all home, but I couldn't. So I just picked one, and I'm actually going to read it and then have my, at least my older son read it. It's called This Changes Everything, How the Gospel Transforms the Teen Years. And I love any kind of spiritual growth book that is gospel-based and gospel-centered, because that's like a key to everything. And keeping that at the center, I think, is so important. So it's not a very long book. It's, how many pages? 148 pages. So not real long. And it looks very readable. It has some places for like asking questions and contemplation, etc. And like discussion sort of things. So I am really looking forward to reading it. I have heard really good things about it. So if you have read this, let me know your thoughts about it. So I want to get to that. And then this, okay, fun story. So at the conference that I was at, the Prayer Advance, there was a book area, and then there was a coffee shop in the building where we were, the church building that we were using. And they had pretty good coffee. And so the lines were long for the books and for the coffee. And so I was in line for the books, and one of the friends who was with us was in the line for the coffee. So I texted and I was like, hey, is anybody in line for the coffee? Can they pick me up a coffee? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm in line. What do you want? So she got my coffee order. She ordered my coffee. And she was like, hey, you're in the book line? I was like, yeah. And so she said, can you pick up this book for me? And I was like, yeah, no problem. So this is called 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You, which is one of the books they highlighted in the conference as being a very helpful, practical book, and something I think that we all should probably read. I know I should. And probably also my son should. Probably everybody should. Anyways, it's all about, you know, the effect of smartphones on our life and our relationships, etc., and our spiritual life. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. And so when I gave it to her, I was like, I told her, this was another book I was considering. I ended up getting that one, but I really was looking at this one, and I want to read that. She's like, oh, when I'm finished reading it, you can read my copy. I was like, absolutely, I'd love it. So fast forward several hours, I go back to my seat, and this book is sitting there. And I was like, I thought I gave that to her. Like, I gave it to her, right? And it took me, I had to ask several people. I finally found out that she had just felt burdened on her heart to buy another copy of this book, because she felt like it was a very important one that people needed to read. And she wanted to give it to someone who would read it and would benefit from it and would enjoy it. And she thought of me, so she put it on my seat. So that was very kind of her. So this was gifted to me, and I am looking forward to reading that. So that is my haul from March, and this might be the shortest video I have ever made. Well done, Anne. Look at that. I will talk to you later. Have a lovely day.